So for today, I want to tell you a story about how the earth, like the actual ground, punished a liar. Okay? So before we start, let's think about this. Is lying bad? Right? Is lying bad? Well, yeah, you're right. It does depend. There's many levels to it, right? But let's say lying to make someone else look really bad. Would that be a bad thing? Now let's think about how bad it becomes. So liar lies about a bad person. So a liar tells a lie about a bad person. Is that going to be more bad or just what level do you think it's at? So a liar tells a lie about a bad person compared to a liar tells a lie about a normal person. Which one is worse? Because the normal person didn't do anything wrong. Now, what if that liar tells a lie about a great person? Is it worse than telling a lie about a normal person? Is it worse than telling a lie about an evil person? Now, what if you tell a lie about the best person? Wouldn't that automatically be the worst you could do? And guess what happened? In this particular case, the earth, like the floor that we stand on, could not handle how evil this action was. And it literally had an earthquake. The floor split and that person got swallowed into the earth and basically disappeared. This only happened not too many times, but I want to tell you a story about one of the times that it happened. So during the Buddha's time, a long time ago, so when Buddhism first was created, it got very popular, but it's like a new religion. So where do you think the students came from? They came from other religions. So other religion students would convert to Buddhism. Now, the old religions would start to get upset. They're like, hey, we're losing all our students, we're losing all our supporters, we're losing our money, we're losing our supporters. So they had a big meeting one day and they were getting very upset. Then one of their students, which was a young, attractive woman, walked in and saw all her teachers super, super mad. And she was like, teachers, why are you so upset? And they were kind of sassy. They were like, what do you think? And she's like, well, no, what happened? Tell us. And they said, don't you see how our schools are empty? All the students are gone. We have no offerings. We have no food. Don't you see? And she's like, oh, what happened? They're like, because of that Buddhism. That Buddhism is stealing our students. We need to go take them out, take them down. She's like, well, what can I do to help? And they said, why don't you go figure it out? But they gave her a hint. They said, what is the biggest weapon against monks? What is the one thing that monks usually fail against, or like it's the biggest drug for monks? So she thought about it and then she figured it out. So every day she had a secret plan. So for example, imagine it was this temple, right? In the morning, she would go hide in the bushes. And then when people come to the temple, she would get up and walk out of the temple, fix her hair, and leave. Then at nighttime, when it's time to close the temple, everyone's going home, right? She would walk in the temple every day. So at first, Abby and Aim were like, that's a weird girl. Why is she leaving the temple in the morning and entering the temple at night? Usually it's the opposite. People come to the temple in the morning and leave before night, especially a girl. Why are girls going into the temple when it's all monks and men? That doesn't make sense. And she kept doing this for weeks. Finally, after a month, someone asked her, Abby's like, hey lady, why are you doing this weird thing? And then she would get all sassy with Abby, be like, Abby, mind your business. It's none of your business what I do. And Abby's like, that's weird. Then 2 months pass, 3 months pass. And then Jasmine is like, hey, I've seen you do this weird thing for 3 months now. What's up? And then she got really sassy with Jasmine. And she says, Jasmine, when people are in love, they do things. It's none of your business what people do when they're in love. And Jasmine's like, in love? Who you love in the temple? That's weird. And then Jasmine started talking to Aya, started talking to Dream, like, this is weird, what's going on? So everyone started gossiping. Then this woman, she started putting fake stuff in her shirt, under her shirt, in her stomach, to make her stomach look bigger and bigger. So then the next time she comes, Aim sees her and Aim's like, all right, lady, this has been like 4 or 5 months and you're starting to get a little belly. So either you're eating a lot of food at the temple or something weird's happening here. What's going on? And she said to Aim, you know what? It's not my place to tell you the secret. If you really want to know, maybe you should go ask the Buddha. And Aim's like, the Buddha? What are you doing with the Buddha? Then people started gossiping like crazy. They started whispering, hey, I heard she said this to Abby. I heard she said this to Jasmine. You think it's true? What is she doing in the temple? What does this mean? What does this mean? Is the Buddha doing these, is he really doing these things? Did he get her pregnant? Is that possible? Why would he do that? It just started gossiping everywhere. If there was social media, it would have gone viral, right? Then people stopped going to the temple. And then when the monks would go for bintabat, before they would get enough food every day, suddenly they didn't get any food. And people would point at them and say weird things. Then Ananda, the personal attendant, like the helper for the Buddha, he was very worried. So he's like, Buddha, can we go out there and have a press conference? Can we tell everyone the truth? Can we do something to prove that we did not do anything wrong? They're accusing the Buddha. He's the best of all people. We can't let her do this. And the Buddha says, Ananda, be still. You don't have to do anything. The truth will come out. And so they suffered through this for 9 months of pain, lack of food, lack of supporters, and gossip. Do you think you could handle that? 9 months of people lying about you and making you look bad and making you hurt? But they were quiet. Finally, after 9 months, she came to the temple while the Buddha was having a sermon. And she had a big stomach, like really big. And she's like standing there with her hand on her hip, her hand on her belly, and just like, you talk about being a good person. Look at what you did to me. And you're not even taking responsibility. You have all these rich students like King Pimpisara and King Pasanadi and Nang Visakha and Anata Pindika. Why don't you tell your rich students to take care of me? I'm about to give birth and you're not even being responsible for the baby you put in me. The Buddha looked at her and says, Jinja Manavika. Only 2 people in the whole world know the real truth. Only you and me. So for a second, she started shaking like, oh my gosh, is he going to expose the secret? But then she realized he didn't say anything. He didn't tell anyone. Do you know why he did that? He was giving her an opportunity to give up. Instead of just embarrassing her or using his powers to fix it, he gave her an opportunity to repent. But she didn't. So she started jumping up and down, pointing and screaming. And the Buddha just sat there, taking the abuse. Do you remember Saka, the god in the skies? It's his job to protect the Buddha. So when this happened, basically, the story is the chair that he was sitting on caught on fire. So he's like the king of heaven. And if something bad happens to really, really good people, his seat gets really hot, like a microwave, and he has to get up and do something. So he sent his 4 generals to transform into something and go fix the problem. So the 4 heavenly generals came down, they transformed into mice, and they crawled up her leg and bit the ropes that were tied to her stomach that was faking the belly, and then the fake belly fell out. After the fake belly fell out, all the thousands of people who were watching started screaming, you liar, you slanderer, you lied about the Buddha, how dare you? She was so embarrassed, she started to run. But everyone started beating her and punching her and throwing things at her. And she was like running, I'm sorry, it was a prank, I'm sorry, it was just a joke. But right when she stepped outside the temple, the earth started shaking. The floor opened up and swallowed her whole. And she died right on the spot and went to the deepest, darkest hell for a long time. Now here's the part of the story that's very interesting to me. Other than she did evil, she got punished, and it turned out bad. But do you know what happened to Buddhism after that? So when Buddhism was growing, let's say there was 5,000 students, and then they lost 4,000 students because of the gossip. But when they gossiped, was it just the 4,000 students? Those 4,000 went to gossip to how many more people? 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. So the gossip spread like crazy because people love gossip. So everyone was accusing the Buddha, everyone was criticizing the Buddha very harshly, right? So when it was proven that he wasn't wrong, what happened? All those 100,000 came to apologize and ask for forgiveness. And so they all became Buddhists. And that actually helped Buddhism grow even faster. Who would have thought that from the evil that she did, it actually helped the religion? Now do you understand why the Buddha told Ananda not to do anything? Because remember this, even in the times of your life when it's bad, when it's hard, when you feel like life is turning out bad for you, you never know how that might flip in the future and turn into something even better. So when bad things happen, just be tough, survive through it, and wait to see what will happen. Because you never know if the result will be good or bad. Sadhu?